Top 5 reasons tardigrades might be the coolest animals ever. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Nature Snipes. Number 5. Extreme survival. Let's learn a little more about that remarkable ability to come back to life that has made the scientific world so keen to study them further. Through a process known as cryptobiosis, they are able to slow their metabolic rate to as low as 0.01%, essentially making it possible for them to survive without eating. Their organs are protected by a sugary gel that continues to produce a large amount of antioxidants. On the occasions that they are exposed to extremely low temperatures or dehydrated, they form something called a ton. They curl into a tiny ball by tucking in their head and hind legs. And in freezing conditions, they can also somehow prevent the growth of ice crystals. There's no way science is finished studying that ability. And if the water they live in has lower than normal oxygen levels, the tardigrades can stretch out, slow their metabolic rates, and absorb oxygen through their muscles. As if all of this isn't incredible enough, they can produce a protein that protects their DNA from radiation damage. They can also survive some nauseous chemicals, low-pressure vacuums, boiling alcohol, high pressure such as deep ocean depths, and changes in water salinity. It's becoming less of a wonder how they have survived so many mass extinctions over time. Number 4. Brace for impact. Water bears aren't entirely indestructible or immortal despite their many shocking survival capabilities. It may seem that way, but they do have some weaknesses and will eventually die. One thing they definitely can't survive is human stomach acid, which is a good thing because you've almost certainly drunk some in your lifetime without knowing. And their natural lifespan, without being frozen or desiccated, is about 2.5 years. And they can't survive an impact in excess of 3,218 kilometers per hour, or 2,000 miles per hour. Yeah, people shot them out of guns to test the limits of their survival skills. Humans are so weird. Recently, it has been discovered that their lifespans are greatly shortened in water temperatures of 38 Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit or more. Climate change may be just as much of a detriment to them as it is to all other forms of life. We truly need to get better control of our habits that are speeding up that process for all of our sakes. Let's save the bacteria-destroying water angel moss piglet. New campaign? Number 3. Walk this walk. Watch them walk. The videos are out there now, and it's precious. When they are not swimming, tardigrades lumber along on those 8 little legs in search of moss and mushrooms to suck dry. And they have the gait of insects 500,000 times larger than them and even crustaceans. It looks surprisingly similar to galloping. They just do it very, very slowly. Ever feel like a tardigrade without your morning coffee? They are aquatic, hence water angels. Hoping that catches on. So, of course, they also swim. They do this with those miniature legs too, and they can swim a bit more quickly than they walk. They also float, but it is usually on bits of debris instead of free floating. So their float seems a bit more like surfing. They'd probably kill the competition at the pipeline in Oahu, Hawaii. Number 2. Males need not be present. The moss piglets have some interesting reproduction practices too. Some species even reproduce asexually. The female lays the eggs and they develop on their own with no need for external fertilization. Clean and efficient, but maybe not as fun. It also eliminates the need for any males in the species. Wait a minute there. If you're a fan of science fiction or horror films, watch No Men Beyond this point, and you'll see what might happen if people went the way of this self-reproducing tardigrade. In some species that have been observed mating, the lady lays anywhere from 1 to 30 eggs, but the eggs are implanted in the molten cuticle of her skin. Once the guy comes along, he wraps around her and they work towards stimulation together, sometimes for an hour or more. The male then releases the sperm under her skin. In other species, the female sheds the cuticle completely and lays the eggs in it. The male comes along later to fertilize the eggs. The eggs take around 40 days to develop and sometimes 90 days if they have been desiccated, so it's not the most romantic process. Number 1. Tiny Allen? Because of their multitude of strange and death-defying attributes, there's a belief spreading that the tardigrades are aliens that arrived here on a meteor. This is probably more science fiction than fact, but that didn't stop people from turning them into aliens. We sent them to the moon after all, if only by accident. Poor little water angels. An Israeli spacecraft was carrying thousands of tardigrades in an effort to study their survival capabilities in the vacuum of space and the various forms of radiation. But it crashed and landed on the moon. The water bears were in a hibernation state and encased in artificial amber. And it is firmly believed by the program's director that the moss piglets very likely survived and are still in their suspended animation state. Now, the tardigrades are astronauts too. Truly fascinating. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.